All right, guys, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do a lot of content training about what we consider the updated SEO optimization best practices for 2018. We're going to show you how to rank for more keywords with less effort and less links, and also get multiple types of rich snippets in Google. I think most of you or some of you, well, let's just put it this way. If you're not familiar with rich snippets in Google, we're going to go over all that in a little bit later in the webinar. And you're going to like it, and you're going to want to implement these strategies as well. This is going to be the most unique method and tool you've ever seen for finding and analyzing multiple keywords and perfectly optimizing your page and posts for them. This is going to be all in one place, and Herc's going to demonstrate all of that for you in just a minute. Herc, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's go ahead and get started here. I know everybody's waiting to hear it.
Okay, guys, so hey, my name's Herc Magnus. Like Todd said, quickly, what we're going to cover on this webinar is, like you see on your screen, the 2018 SEO optimization best practices. And I know it might sound kind of lame to a few of you guys, but trust me, if you're not getting your entire website optimized right, you're going to be spending a lot of money on backlinks until you're broke, and you're never really going to achieve the rankings that you're after. Whereas alternatively, if you do get this right, the core fundamentals of SEO and these 5 optimization elements, it's faster, easier, and cheaper to rank, okay? And we're not just talking about a single page on your website, but literally every page on your website, and not just for 3 to 5 keywords per page, but more like 50 to 100 keywords across your entire site. So I want you guys to remember, and we all know this, your rankings equals your traffic, and your traffic equals your money in the end, and we all know that. So there are 5 elements in 2018 to powerful optimization, and each one of them, even though they're quite simple, they're also very, very powerful. And not a lot of people really know that there's at least 5 elements to good optimization, but there are. And you may have heard of each one of these individually, but possibly not in combination the way that I'm going to show you these guys tonight. So here they are, okay? We're going to go over keyword research, and that may or may sound like not like optimization to you guys, but we're going to show you how it is hugely part of optimization. We're going to go over on-page optimization, which is kind of an old school way of doing things. We're going to go over schema optimization, which some of you may have heard of, some of you may have not. We're going to go over social optimization, and the final one we're going to go over is image optimization. We're also going to show you a tool that Todd and I developed to help you immensely with each and every one of those elements. Now, our tool just makes it faster and easier. So really, that's the job of any tool. And I kind of always say, I can pound a nail with a rock, but I'd rather just buy a hammer, right? It just means if you use the correct tools, you'll get the job done a lot easier. And the tool we're going to show you can do 90% of the work in a single dashboard. And everyone loves a dashboard, right? They give you a bird's eye view of all your information in one place. They're going to save you time. They're going to save you money. And they just make your life and your job easier. So the part of the tool that we're going to put a lot of focus on today is basically a keyword research and on-page optimization dashboard. And unless you've already somehow seen it, you've probably honestly never seen anything like this before. I personally don't know of any other tool in the market that even does anything remotely near what this does. So what we're going to cover first, keyword research as a part of an optimization, okay? So what I'm going to do is, our software is called Project Supremacy version 3, okay? And it's just a plugin that you can install onto any WordPress blog, okay? And what I'm going to do is go into the plugin, and I'm going to go into a section called the Project Manager, because whenever you're starting a new website, the best thing that you could possibly do is understand what your website is, what you want to rank for, what are the keywords you want to rank for, but you have to set your site up in the right way. You need a plan, you need a blueprint. Anybody that builds a house doesn't just go to work, they actually have a blueprint first. And I think it's the same with SEO optimization. You'll get a lot better results if you plan things out. So here's what we're going to do, guys. In this project planner, I'm going to create 2 projects. One I'm going to call a live project, okay? And what a live project is going to be is actual a dashboard for every post and page on our website that we're going to target specific keywords for. And this will make more and more sense as I go along, okay? So there's our live project. But now I'm going to create a second project, and you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to go do another project. I'm going to create a new project, and we're going to do some keyword research. Okay, so I'm going to create a keyword research group. So The site that I'm on is just a demo site, by the way. It's a site called bestonlineguitarlessons.net. There's nothing really there. It's just a site that we use to kind of teach and to demo the tool. So let's assume that we were going to go after something like online guitar lessons or anything like that. We want to start off with keyword research, right? So let's do this. Optimization step number 1, keyword research. Watch how easy this can be, guys. I'm going to go to actions. I'm going to go to automatically generate groups, okay? And I'm going to enter a seed keyword, online guitar lessons, okay? And I'm going to ask, what we're doing is we're going to ping the AdWords tool, the Google AdWords tool, for a bunch of keywords that are related to online guitar lessons. It's no different than if you were logged into the Google keyword research tool and doing it, except we do one thing better, and I'll show you that in a second. So I'm going to pull down about 500 keywords, okay? I'm going to say I want my minimum search volume to be at least 1,000 searches a month, because I know that I want to go after keywords that have searches. And I'm going to want my minimum cost per click to be $1, because I want to make sure that people are spending money on AdWords on those keywords, okay? So every keyword that it pulls back must meet those 2 metrics. So let's go ahead and click that. Now what it's going to do is it's grabbing keywords from the Google Keyword Planner tool. So there you go. You can see it grabbed a bunch and it starts trying to group them. So there's only 2 right now. So Google sees basically 2 groups of keywords, okay? So now what we have to do, we got a bunch of keywords that match our traffic and our CPC requirements. What we have to do is start planning out a website or every post and page on our website from this single dashboard. So here's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this kind of quickly, guys, because I want to get through a lot of stuff really, really fast. This little button right here is a word cloud. So what this is going to do is take all the keywords, and I'll just click it because it's better to see it than for me to explain it. So what it does is it takes a list of all these keywords, but it only adds 1 keyword. So you can see, like, for instance, the word guitar, if I click on it, will become highlighted. So what it's doing is showing me that guitar exists in 43 of those keywords, lessons exists in 23 of those keywords. So our job now is to say, okay, what certain pages do we want on our site? Like, we don't want every page to target like a scramble of keywords. We want to be very systematic, because Google likes systematics, so right? So let's say, for instance, okay, we got electric guitar. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to create a new group now. You can see each one of these is a group. So what I'll do is create a new group, okay? And we'll call it electric, because I want to have a page on my site that is going to target keywords that match up with electric guitar lessons, right? So there's my group down here. Now what I'm going to do, once again, to be fast and efficient, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to click electric again. And then right here, guys, on where the keywords are highlighted, I'm going to hold down my control key so that I can select these keywords that are highlighted, because those are all my electric keywords. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag those into this group. So we already have a page here, or a group of keywords that we know we're going to build a page that's going to target electric guitar keywords. So let's go and do another one here. Okay, blues. Maybe I want to have a page that targets blues guitar. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. We're going to create a new group. Okay, right. Sorry, my eyes are getting pretty buggy here. Add a new group, top of the list. And this time we're going after blues. So I'll create my blues group. Okay, there it is. And I'm going to go back to the keyword. I'm going to click on blues. Pamela says, awesome. I'm glad you like it. Where is blues? I saw it here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. And I'm going to press Control and highlight the 2 blues keywords. Okay. And I'm not going to do this process a lot of times, guys, because I want to be fast on the webinar, but you get the idea, right? So next I would do a page for fingerstyle guitar, and then I would do one for acoustic guitar, and I do a page for jazz guitar, right? And I want to make sure I'm grouping my pages so that they're very, very topically relevant. My overall domain is obviously about online guitar lessons, but people aren't just searching for online guitar lessons, right? They're looking for blues guitar lessons. They're looking for beginner guitar lessons, acoustic, classical, fingerstyle. There's lots of great stuff. So let's just take the 2 groups that we have. Okay, now remember I created back here on projects, guys, I created 2 groups. One was called the live project and one was called keyword research. Here's why. If I go back into my keyword research group, since I know that I want to target this blues group, I'm going to get it out of the keyword research phase and put it into the live phase, because that keyword research group is good and I want to work with it. So I'm going to move this group into a different project, okay? And I'm going to move it into the live project. So boom, that group is now out of the keyword research messy page over here and into the live page over there. And I'm going to do it one more time here. Okay, move to a different project, and we're going to put it in the live project. Okay, so let's move it. So I would repeat that process. Okay, and can someone answer Steven in the chat box just to restart his audio? Thank you. I'm going to move now to the live group, guys, and I'm going to show you how to optimize now. Okay, because optimization is super fundamental with these keywords. Okay, so let me show you a couple more features of this. This plan right now, guys, is a single dashboard of a 2-page website because there's only 2 groups. This is going to represent a page and this is going to represent a page, right? But I want to optimize this page now. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click this little gear button and see it's going to open up a box up at the top where I'm going to type in a title, a URL, and a description. And then here I'm going to add an H1, okay? And let me do this first. So before we start optimizing, I'm going to select all the keywords. And then the last thing that we're going to do here before we start optimizing is we're actually going to retrieve the keyword data. See that where it says broad phrase, in title, and in URL? Can you guys give me a 1 if you know what those are and a 2 if you do not? Broad match, phrase match, in title match, and in URL match. Okay, I see a 2, so Lynn, you don't quite know what it is. Another 2. Okay, Pamela, you do. Let me, for the 2s, guys, I'm gonna just cover this really quickly, okay? So I'm just gonna take learn to play electric guitar, and I'm gonna go over to Google and show you what those are. Okay, I'm gonna log into Google here. Now, if I search that keyword just on its own, this is called a broad match. And see right here where it says about 1.1 million results? That's called a broad match result, meaning Google is serving you results based on this keyword in a broad format, meaning anything they return has to deal with any of these keywords in any order with any other keyword in between them. So this can literally be electric, play, to, learn, guitar keyword, and it would serve results. That's called broad match, okay? Now, if I put that keyword in quotes, that's called phrase match. What Google returns on this point is that this phrase has to appear somewhere within that property to be in the results, and that's why the results are a lot less. Now it's only 400,000. These are competition metrics, okay? Now when we kind of get into the SEO aspects of things, SEOs are really one of the only groups that know about in title and in URL. So I'm going to do another search called in title, okay? And that number is going to come down again. Now it's down to 522 results. And what this means is this keyword phrase has to appear in order exactly in the title. And you'll notice it is in every title this time, okay? And the reason this one's particularly important as well as the next one, SEOs are the guys that know about putting keywords in their titles and in their URLs. So these guys are optimizing their sites. These are the true competition, right? The other ones are just good information. And then the final one, guys, is in URL, which is akin to in title. It's just this phrase has to show up in the URL. And this time we only have 252 results, okay? So that's what those competition metrics are for. And these become a good way to quickly analyze a keyword. So what I'll do is those are running right now. I'm just going to back out. They're probably done and go back into my live project. Okay, and boom, there we go. We got a bunch of metrics. So I'm going to run it for these ones, and then I'm going to show you guys how to optimize a page while we're running the other group. Okay, so now what we're going to want to do, guys, is look at these keywords. And this keyword group obviously is a little bit tough. Okay, so we would have to probably do a little bit further research and go after keywords that are a bit easier. We color code our metrics with red, yellow, or green. Red meaning it's difficult, yellow meaning it's medium, green meaning it's easy, obviously. Okay, so these aren't hard rules though, guys. I've ranked stuff that's all red very easily just by optimizing it properly and sending in a few backlinks, but they are just guides, okay? So this one for a beginner would probably be a little bit tough, but for a little bit more seasoned SEO, you could still get it done if you're optimizing correctly. But what I'm gonna show you guys is how to optimize this page so that you can literally rank this page for all 4 of these keywords, not just one of them, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that same cloud word, okay? But this time it's gonna run it only for these 4 keywords, and the bigger ones or the words that are highlighted more are basically more important, okay? It means if you wanna rank for these 4 keywords, you better focus on the bigger ones, okay? But then you have to create a sentence that makes sense. Now the 4 on-page optimization elements, okay, at this point, and this, sorry, I'm on to number 2 now, guys. That keyword research was number 1, and I kind of showed you that. Now we're on to element number 2, which is on-page optimization. That's the old school title, meta, H1, stuff like that. Okay, sorry, I forgot to mention that we're on page, but here we're gonna on-page optimize this group of keywords while we're looking at the keywords, while we're looking at the search and competition, and we can do it right from here. So let's make a sentence for our title. Now remember this, guys, your title and your URL and your description do show up on Google, okay? So those become the three most powerful parts that you need to optimize for the old school optimization in order to rank in Google. You can over optimize, but you can also under optimize. This becomes an art, okay? But this tool really helps with the art. So I know that electric guitar, learn and play are pretty important because they're bigger and they're showing up more in this particular group of keywords. So let's start with the title. Okay, so let's say electric, or maybe if there was even a keyword that you liked, learn electric guitar. So let's start with that, okay, because both those keywords are all important. So let's go learn electric, and what we're doing is writing the title, right? Learn electric guitar, okay? So I have these three keywords, and then I play, how to, and lessons. Well, we could do this, how to play. Or how to, you know, if you're gonna do like the Google thing where you wanna write a really good ad, how to play like a pro in 6 weeks, okay? You guys know how to optimize stuff. I know you're all video optimizers. It's basically the same idea. But look what we just did with our title, okay, while looking at our keywords. We have learn covered, we have electric covered, we have guitar covered. This particular keyword, learn electric guitar, is heavily optimized, but we're also optimized for learn to play electric guitar through the title, okay? Electric guitar lessons, well, lessons we're not really covered for yet. Well, actually we are because it's in the domain. So let's do the URL next. Okay, URLs, guys. One thing I know about URL optimization is you never want to repeat a keyword across your entire domain. So everything that I have in my domain, which is listed in the project planner, you do not want to repeat in your page URL. So I have best online guitar and lessons. So those I don't want to put in there, but I do want to put in electric because that is definitely going to be important. Okay, and we have best, so maybe learn. So we could change this now to learn electric, right? And I'll tell you this, guys, the less you do on these URLs, the better off you are in Google. Save your other longer keywords and your longer phrase stuff for your title and your description. Your URL should be shorter and more concise. So we're just gonna leave it at that, learn electric, okay? Which are two really important keywords. Now our description, okay? Let's see, how to play electric guitar. We can start with that maybe. It's got a lot of search volume. Okay, so we can go how to play electric guitar like a pro, learn to play in as little as 6 weeks, okay? And then you can throw in all the other keywords that we missed. So do we have how to play electric guitar? How to play electric guitar, yes. Do we have lessons? No. Okay, so let's add lessons into our description. Learn to play in as little as 6 weeks with our online lessons. Free to try or something, right, to encourage clicks. Now that's it. I'm already done, right? So we can let me just save this group now and kind of explain what, oh, we have one more element, our H1, okay? Does everyone know the difference between an H1 and an actual title when it comes to WordPress? A lot of people kind of confuse these. Let me show you what these are. Let's do an H1. And I'll show you, Lynn, since you said no, okay, in the next step. An H1 is basically, by WordPress default, the post title. But when you add in a plugin like the plugin we're showing you, or something like Yoast, which a lot of you might be more familiar with, it creates an actual title that shows up in Google, which is this guy right here, and then it turns the H1 into a bold, big, texty word. So let's put in that bold, big, texty word, and I'll show you the difference in a second. So we're just gonna do learn to, sorry, electric. I'm not gonna worry about spelling mistakes because it's a demo. Okay, so learn to play electric guitar. We'll just leave it at that, okay? And I'm gonna save this. So now what we've done, guys, is we've optimized this group of keywords across our title, our URL, our description, which those are the things that show in Google, which is why we make it look like Google. And we've even added our H1. We also have our title length count, and it's gonna show us how long it is in mobile as well as desktop, and our description count, which is gonna go in mobile and desktop. So I'm gonna save that group. Now, what I would do, guys, remember I'm doing things kind of partially, is if I had 5 or 6 pages, I would do this process for all my keyword groups. I would do it for the blues group. I would do it for the fingerstyle group, the acoustic group, etc. Right? So what I have at the end of doing all that is a blueprint. I have an optimized blueprint of all the pages on my site that I want to rank for all these keywords, right? So when I'm done, here's how we create the site. We haven't even created a page on our site yet, okay? Watch this. So once a group is done, you're going to go to the Actions tab and you're going to say, create a new page from the group, or a post if you want. We have both, okay? So we'll create a page. I like pages, okay? So now it says successfully created. Here's the editor to go to it. And let me show you something which is really, really cool, guys. This right here, and this is for you, Lynn, is typically what most people think is the title of a post or a page, but it's actually not if you have an SEO plugin installed. This is actually an H1. WordPress by default actually sucks, because what you'll do with WordPress by default is if you type this in, it'll turn into your H1, it'll turn into your URL, and it'll also turn into your page title. WordPress just slams it across all three, which is horrible optimization. But when you add a plugin like Project Supremacy or Yoast or all-in-one SEO pack, it actually makes the title become the title, and then it turns the H1 into the H1. So what I'm going to do, okay, is show you guys the difference between these two. So I'm going to go back to Project Management and look at my title. Learn electric guitar, how to play like a pro in 6 weeks. We'll go back to the page. There it is. Learn electric guitar, blah, 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 blah. Okay, my title's the same, my description's the same, my H1's the same, and my URL is the same. Right now here it's only showing page ID 79 because we haven't published the post yet. But what do you do after you optimize your posts and you have your title and everything? Simple, right? Add quality content. If you really want to rank a site that's really important to you, okay, you add quality content. You add YouTube videos, you embed them, right? Okay, and let me show you something with this plugin. We can embed a YouTube video simply by searching for it, okay? And then we just search for that and we can add YouTube videos and it'll just embed it right there for you. We can add images. That's another thing you're gonna wanna add to your content, right? To have good content. Well, we have a little guy here for Pixabay image search. Okay, you can search Pixabay for guitar images and just do it all from here, okay? The next step, you wanna interlink your pages. Okay, interlinking meaning I want to link from one page of my site to another page in my site. Interlinking is a great way for Google to spider your entire site and start understanding the structure. Okay, here's one way that you can do it. Since we already have a great plan and a good group of keywords that we know are relevant to the pages, let's say I wanted to rank, send it to a blues page, okay? I could take this short code of this plugin, okay? And I'd go to my blues and I'd choose blues guitar chords, and what this is gonna do is it's going to add, you know, the URL would already be populated if the page was there. For now, I didn't build that page yet, but it would actually link to that page with the URL blues, or with the anchor text blues guitar chords. Quick way to interlink, okay? And then what else is there? I'm talking fast, so I'm forgetting a lot of shit, but that's the basic idea of it, guys. You want quality content, you want YouTube videos, you want images, you want to interlink your pages. And this plugin can help you do all that shit really, really effectively, right? Now, let's say that this is actually our content. I'm going to publish the page. Okay, so now it becomes a live page. Whoop. Updated. Now see our URL has now updated, right? So what does this guy become over here now? This becomes a dashboard for all your optimization, for every post and page you have, okay? The next best thing, guys, that we can do now, let me open up my keywords again. Okay, and hide my other things. You want to track the rankings of your keywords, right? So I'm going to select all my keywords and I'm going to say track the rankings of my keywords. Okay, and there's the keywords. I want to do it. I want to track them in Google, whatever search engine is preferable to you. Now I add the keywords. Now in this group, not only you're going to see all the optimization of everything that you got, okay, you're also going to be rank tracking everything for that group of keywords, all in one spot, all in one dashboard. Okay, and it keeps getting better, guys. Let's say we're not ranking the way we want to be ranking, and we think that we did a bad job in optimizing our title or maybe our description or our H1. Okay, so here's what we can do. Make a change. Okay, now watch what happens. I'm going to make the change on my dashboard. I'm looking at every page, every post. I'm seeing the rankings. I'm seeing this one's a weak page or post. I make the change to my title, I save it, But let's go back to our page and see what happens. We changed our title on the dashboard. Let's Control F5 on this page. See what happened over here, guys? It changed it for us in both places. So let's do something to the description. Let's write, maybe we need a better description. But this time I'm making the change on the actual page itself or the post itself. I need a better description. So I'm going to update it on the page or post. So now let's go back to the group. Okay, and I'm going to refresh this group and see what happened. Okay, I'm going to load our live project. There's our electric group. I'm going to look at our SEO. Look at that. It updated the description. The point is that I'm trying to make here, guys, is this is backwards compatible. Okay, this becomes a dashboard for your optimization where you finally have a place with all the information you need to properly optimize every post and every page on your site while looking at the keywords, the volumes, the competition metrics. It's also backwards compatible so that you can make the edits anywhere you need to. You always have a bird's eye view, okay? That's on-page optimization, guys. That's step 2. Keyword research was 1, on-page optimization was 2. So one more thing I want to show you guys with this, okay, is what happens if you want to, what I showed you was how to do it for a new site. Say you were planning out a site. But let's say you guys had a client or maybe you have an existing site and you're like, I like this. I want to do this for a site that I already own. Okay, so let me log into a different site and I want to show you what I like to call a backwards SEO audit, okay, using the same tool. So I'm going to go into the project manager again. This is a different site now, okay, and I'm going to create a new project. You can see I've already done it here, but let's just create a new one, okay, and I'm going to call it SEO audit, I don't know, today. That would be today's date or something. I just need a unique name, okay. This is how I'm going to audit the existing posts and pages on my site using the same tool you just saw, because you want to make sure those posts and pages are optimized as well, right? So I'm going to load the empty one. Notice there's nothing there, but this time I'm going to create groups from existing pages and posts. So I'm going to just click this and I'm going to go to post types. I'm going to say, let's bring in all my posts. Okay, so it's going to load up my posts. I'm going to select them all, okay? And let's show 10 entries here because I see there's 7 results in total. So let's make sure they're all selected. And now I'm going to create groups from the selected posts. Okay, and you could do this for pages as well. And look what it does, guys. Let me show you this. I'm going to go on Actions, Expand All. It's showing me every post on my site, what I have as a title, a URL, a description, and an H1. It doesn't have any keywords in it because we haven't supplied keywords. But from this point on, guys, we know what the content is of this site. We know if there's by looking at it, if we want to improve stuff. But we can also now add keywords, right? So I can go to this and I can say, okay, instead of doing the automatic keywords, I'm going to add new keywords and I'm going to do, what were we on there? Like this coin called CybSec or whatever. I'm a big Bitcoin guy. So we're going to do CybSec and we're going to do cryptocurrency, whatever your keywords are that you want to target, okay? We can add those to that group and then pull in the volume, the CPC, pull in the competition and get everything up to date, get everything on your sites freshened up. Right? Because it's easy to do when you don't have to go through it page by page. You import all your pages and all your posts into this group. Now, if you have a lot of them, okay, maybe a lot of posts and a lot of pages, let me show you an example of that. I'm going to pull in my pages now. So we'll create groups from pages. So I'm going to switch this over to pages. Let me close that. There, okay. So now I'm on pages. I'm going to select all my pages this time. Okay, see there's quite a few more. I have 30. So I'm going to create 30 groups in here. And then it starts like maybe looking a little overwhelming, right? Well, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it needs to be fixed. So you really only need to focus on the bad stuff. But here's a way to like make it easier on you guys. Number 1, collapse all. Makes it really easy to see the main titles of your pages and your posts. Number 2, each one is individually labeled. This is a page, this is a page. Down at the bottom, this is a post, this is a post. Number 3, you can filter by pages or posts. So if I only want to see my posts, I filter by posts. There, now I can work on all my posts. Then I go back and I can now work on all my pages, okay? And the process is the exact same. And then I can work on one at a time. I can open up this page. I can open up the SEO for it. I can open up the keywords. I can open up the keyword cloud, all the stuff you guys saw. Does that make sense to you guys? And I'm sure there's probably a ton of questions at this already, but I gotta go fast. okay? Because I have a lot more optimization stuff to teach you. So that was keyword research, optimization, and on-page optimization using Project Supremacy. The next one, and as well as we showed you how to optimize a new site versus optimizing an existing site. So the third one, guys, is called Schema. Give me a 1 if you've heard of Schema. Give me a 2 if you have not. And I'll take a quick drink of water here. Okay, we're a little bit divided here. Okay, Schema, guys. The way, okay, with like YouTube, the way we rank YouTube videos is through our, you know, or not the way we do it, but part of the way we do it is through our titles, right? Our URLs, the name of our file that we upload into YouTube, the content that we put in the description. That's really the same as optimizing a web page, right? You have the title, you have the description, you know, you have the H1. There's certain ways that we can do things, but those are a bit old school compared to what Google's doing now. Google has something called schema.org, okay? And the best way to explain why you would want it, so it kind of looks like really boring and shit like that, but the best way to explain what it is and why you'd want it is it's basically more background information that you supply to your own websites or your own web posts pages and stuff like that, that helps Google determine what your pages are about, but it's better than title and like old school optimization of title, description, URL, H1 and shit like that, okay? Schema is becoming a new standard for Google. It's still growing. They're still taking more and more. In fact, Google has something called a structured data testing tool. They're creating tools to help people build schema because it's helping them to do faster research on a website to find out what it's about so they can provide faster results. And if you want to read more about it, go to schema.org. But why do you want schema? Why do you give a shit about schema? Or why do I give a shit about schema? Here's why. Okay, let's say I was doing a keyword. We all know review keywords are bosses for ranking, right? We know they convert and shit. So I'm involved heavily in a cryptocurrency space or whatever, and I have affiliate sites for it. Okay, there's a company called BitClub Network. Okay, so I obviously want to rank for BitClub Network review, but you guys tell me which post or which result here stands out the most. Which one do you think are going to get the most clicks? Okay. Yeah, the ones with the stars. Even though it's number 2, number 1 doesn't have stars. Yeah, the videos are kind of cool, but people are used to YouTube videos ranking on the first page. But these are kind of getting newer and newer. They've been around for a while, but these are called rating stars, and they come from something called an aggregate rating schema type. So in order to optimize your pages and your posts to get results like stars, or here's another example. What was the keyword? How to learn guitar. This one's a really good one, I think. Okay, this one up here is called a rich snippet. So they give you like the question and answer format box. The way you get these guys is with schema, but your page content and your keywords that you're targeting are based on a question, that your keyword is a question, but your answer is the content. Okay, and that's how you can, and it's not a science right now, but we're seeing that it is question and answer based. So the more question type keywords, like how to play guitar or how do I do this or how do I do that, and you provide like the point by point emphasis with schema markup, you can get rich snippets. These things, guys, get so many more clicks than anything else in Google, but it's a result of schema, okay? And then you can see here's another one with stars again. So let me show you guys how to optimize for schema, right? So rich snippets, stars in Google, shit like that. So let's go back to our initial post, and we'll actually do it on this post and make it like really, really optimized, okay? So let me close shit just so I don't get lost. So what we're gonna do to build schema for this site, okay, and we're going to go back to another part of this tool. So what you've seen right now is just one feature of this plugin called the Project Manager, and it's the optimization keyword research tool. But what I'm going to do is log into another aspect of this same software for the $37 a month. That might scare you, it might not, okay? I'm going to log into this, and this is the central dashboard now. Just like on this dashboard, guys, I was controlling all my posts and pages for my website. Just like on this page, I'm controlling all my posts and pages for my website. It's a dashboard. Now this is where I control all my websites, right? It's another level up. But the area we're going to go into is schema. So let me just show you a built schema and show you, first of all, it's a little bit crazy if you don't know how to do schema. So I'm going to go to that one that I had that is ranking. So remember, it was BitClub Network, and it has stars. So let me load the schema for you and show you what schema looks like in the end, okay? That's schema. Okay, the shit that I'm highlighting here is called schema. So what you would do if you knew how to build schema is you'd write a JavaScript code that's telling Google what your website is about, and then you'd put it in the header of your website. But who the hell knows how to write JavaScript code, especially the proper formatting for schema? So what we built, guys, is a schema builder where all you have to do is fill in certain forms, and it will write the code and install it for you. So let's do one really quickly. Okay, so learn electric guitar. So there's lots of types of schema, guys. You could do schema for a lot of shit. And the way I teach people to do schema is like, okay, what's your website or what's your page about? Some people are like, well, it's about a business. So I say, okay, well, type in local business, right? And there's schema. Let me load it up for you. So this is, let me do this first. Let me show you how many schema types there are. This is a shit ton. Okay, watch right here, guys, where I'm scrolling. This is the schema types that you can use. Tons, right? It's crazy. So if you have a local business, you could just type in local business, and then you would fill in forms. And let me show you how easy this can be. Okay, so I load that schema. It loads right here. It tells you what the schema is about. Okay, and then all you have to do is go through and fill out the forms. Oh, what's my address? Okay, well, I'll just put in my address, 123 Cherry Lane. Okay, and then it was like, oh, what else would I put in there? You don't have to put in everything. You just put in whatever you want. What's the description? Okay, well, this is my local business. Okay. So what we'll do, guys, is we'll load up every kind of element of the local business schema, and you just fill out the form of the ones you want, right? Sometimes you'll have to fill out some. And then if you want to just see what you filled out versus what you haven't, you just click on this eyeball and you'll see, oh, I've only chosen 2 of the available properties to me. The better you get at this, the more fields you'll be able to fill out, the more results you'll get in Google. And you will get better at this at time if you guys use this tool, okay? Then once you fill out the forms, okay, you would save the schema to a website. So let me just save this I'll just save it in a miscellaneous folder for now, just to show you what it looks like, and we'll call it, it's crap schema. So I'll just call it crap. Okay, and then there's my miscellaneous form folder. Okay, here's my local business schema, and it's called crap, and let me render it. There, nice and easy. Script type equals JSON LD, local business, 123 Cherry Lane. This is my local business. Schema can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be, but we make it easy because all you have to do is fill out a form. It will build the code for you. So let's do one now really quickly for this page. Okay, so this page, what is it really? It's it's an article about how to learn electric guitar. So what we're gonna do is do an article schema. Okay, and let me show you something. I had already actually went ahead and built an article schema. So what I can do is copy it, and I called it solid. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate it. Sorry, just opening it up. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, miss folder. So there's my article schema. There's the duplicated. Okay, I'm gonna load it up. I'm gonna call it electric guitar. Right, and I'm going to save it to that site. And what was that site called? It was Best Online Guitar Lessons. So there's the site. Okay, and right now the reason you're seeing so many is it's saying which site of yours that you're managing do you want to put it on. So let me save that schema. Okay, and there we go. So I just literally copied a schema from another site that I know is built right and put it on mine. So all we have to do now, okay, here it is, electric guitar, is go through the schema. Let me open this up and change the information, okay, to be about us. So how do I change it? I click on, let me only see the shit that's filled out, and let me rechange. So this is saying, what's the headline of your site? So I could come here and be like, oh, my headline is my H1, there it is. So I'll change this to that. Article body, I could copy and paste the whole article body in. The author, it's me, Herc Magnus. What's the date that I'm creating this? Okay, you just fill out the forms, guys. That's building schema. It can be that simple. Obviously, I'm going through this really fast, and a lot of you might be like, holy shit, this stuff is confusing. But trust me, it's not. It's filling out forms. Plus, we train everybody how to build this shit, and the results that you get out of using it are so phenomenal in Google. So let's just say I go ahead and do all that shit, guys. I fill out and I change it. I either build a schema, I either copy the schema from something else or someone else, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, and then I save it. But just because I built it doesn't mean it's there. Now I have to put it on that page. Okay, I need to put the schema on this page. So let's do that. I'm going to go to a different tab now. It's built, whatever. I'm going to put it on my site. I'm going to go to my website tab. Okay, I'm going to look for that website. I'll just type in best, and everything that has best in it will come up. There it is. I'm going to load the management for this particular site. I'm going to go over to this tab. So what you're seeing here, guys, is basically everything you could do on WordPress, you could do right here to this site. Okay, so that's what you're kind of seeing. I'm not going to explain everything. I'm just going to do the schema thing, optimization webinar, not really a PSV3 webinar. So now I need to assign the schema to that page. So obviously I got to get to that page. So I'm going to go to browse pages. Okay, learn to play electric guitar. That's the page we're going to put schema on. Okay, it says you don't have schema yet. Well, we're going to add it. There's the schema we just built. Boom. I'm going to click save changes. Okay, operation successfully finished. That's it. We've just added schema to this page. Okay, now let's go take a look and see if Google likey or if I screwed shit up. Let's go to my pages. Okay, there it is. Has anyone ever seen the Google structured data testing tool? By the way, give me a 1 if you have it, 2 if you haven't. Just curious. Okay. So remember, guys, I'm telling you, Google is going in this direction, okay? They're going in this direction so much that they built a structured data testing tool so that you could test the schema that you build for your sites. That's how important Google, that's how much value and emphasis Google is putting on schema, right? So I have an article with 2 errors and I have a breadcrumb with 1 error, so I would need to go and fix those errors, but it tells me what the errors are, okay? It's saying, oh, you need a rating. And I train everyone once you got the tool how to find these errors, how to fix these errors. But what I see, guys, is that the schema was successfully added, okay? And Google sees it, is the point that I'm trying to make here. And I know that for a lot of you that have never seen schema, you're probably confused as shit right now, but trust me, it does get a lot easier, but it also is that important. So guys, what did we do so far for this particular post, okay, or this particular page? We did keyword research, we did old school on-page optimization, which you're probably used to, which is like the title stuff, the URL, the description, the H1, and then obviously the content, the videos, the interlinking, the images, yada, yada, yada. Then we did something called schema, okay, which for a lot of you, schema is kind of maybe a new idea. One thing I'll show you also about schemas, guys, how easy we make it. Let's say, and here's a way to identify in Google. This is important. How to identify in Google what sites have schema, okay? There's 2 tricks usually. How do I jump higher? I don't know, just ask Google a question, okay? If you see stars, this is gonna come from schema every time, but you wanna find out what type of schema it is. Let me show you something, okay? So we're gonna go to the URL, and we obviously like, let me explain this in a different way. If you do any search for anything on Google and you see nice stuff coming up, you know, like images, like the rich snippets or the stars, okay, and you like it and you want it for your website, you gotta do what they did as well, right? So let me show you how to do it with our tool. So we know these guys are getting stars. Well, we want to get stars too. So I'm going to copy their URL. I'm going to go back to our tool, go into schema. I'm going to see this little button here called duplicator. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to put in the URL that showed up in Google with a result that we liked. So I'm going to spy on them with our tool. Okay. So we're going to steal basically, or copy or borrow, whatever you want to call it, their schema structure. So we're going to name it, we can name it anything, and I will call it anything, okay? So I like the schema for this how to jump higher site. I have a site about sneakers that I wrote an article about jumping higher. I probably want that kind of schema on that article, so I'm going to put it on my sneaker site. Okay, I don't actually have a sneaker site, so I'll just save it to our miscellaneous group. I'm going to run the duplicator for anything, and it says, oh, we found that they're using something called article schema. Oh, well, I want that article schema. So I'm going to check it. I'm going to click proceed. If it found multiple types of schema, you'd be able to choose all, any, or none of it. Okay. So let's go see what they did. Okay. So I know they did an article schema. There it is. We named it anything. I'm going to spy on that site. I'm going to render their schema. This is the exact script that that site used to get that result. And in order to steal it, or I shouldn't say steal it, but in order to borrow it, we're not going to steal their information. We're just going to steal their structure because they obviously have a good structure. Okay. So all I have to do now, guys, load up their schema since it's already saved. Click this eyeball button, hide the shit they didn't use. Show me the shit they did, please. Boom, done. Okay. Change the dates, change the description to your description, change the headline to your headline. Okay. These ones that are showing up grayed out just mean there's more properties involved. So you would just go to like something like image object. Do the same thing for everything that's on here. Okay, so hide the shit they didn't use, show the shit they did. Okay, here's an image they use, the height of the image, the width of the image, the URL of the image. Change all their data to your data that's relevant for your page, right? And what do you get in the end? You get the exact same schema that they use, but it's all your information and relevant to you. So now you don't even have to be a schema pro. You don't have to know what type of schema to use because they've already done it. How do I jump higher? You just say you just happened across that and you're like, man, these guys got some kick. Look at this. They got these awesome menus. They got this rich snippet shit showing on. I want it. You don't know how to have to build schema. You just have to know how to spy. Our tool will build it for you. And all you got to do is fill in forms. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? I know it's probably not fully clear, but I do want to be fast. Okay, so that was schema, guys. Quick reminder, keyword research number 1 for optimization, on-page optimization in the old school way, number 2, schema optimization number 3. Number 4, social optimization. It is so important when you guys are building your websites, if you're gonna go after a lot of traffic in Google, that you are also optimizing for things like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, shit like that. You want to optimize for everything, right? And let me show you the first thing that you guys want to do. Another question, just so I know where we're at. Who knows what a Facebook tracking pixel is? A 1 if you do, a 2 if you do not. A Facebook tracking pixel. Okay, we're kind of a little bit divided again. Oh, you guys are gonna love some of this. Okay, when you want to build a website, okay, you want people coming and putting traffic to your website from Google, but when they do, you might want to advertise to the people who visited your website on Facebook, right? For a variety of reasons. So what you have to do is add something called a Facebook tracking pixel. So let me go into the site, the live site that I actually use to do this with, and show you what that looks like. So back into our plugin instead of our app, this is our central dashboard for our websites. This is our specific website plugin. You would go into your SEO settings, okay, and you have the ability to add scripts or webmaster tools or Facebook Open Graph. We'll get into that for a second, but we're going to start with scripts. Facebook gives you in your account a pixel code that you can simply install on your site so that it's tracking the people who have a Facebook account who are visiting your website, which is super sneaky because what you can do now is advertise to those people who visited your website, but on Facebook. So the ads, once they visit your website, those ads that you want them to see are now following them around on Facebook or on Twitter or on, it depends what tracking pixel you look at. So let me just show you guys what that looks like. Okay, really quickly, I'm gonna go to manage ads. This is my Facebook account. And I'm gonna show you a custom audience for that actual site. Okay, see here where it says audiences? We track a lot of stuff. So if I go down to how to make money with Bitcoin, I have 47,000 people who have visited my website because I optimized it properly to show up in Google. And then they come from Google, they search for things like BitClub Network Review or how to make money with Bitcoin. They show up on my site. And because I have this code from Facebook installed in my scripts header, I now have a custom audience of 47,000 people. So if I want to advertise any Bitcoin products on Facebook, which actually is now a bad example because Bitcoin got banned on Facebook, but you guys get the idea. You can do this with anything. I now have a custom audience of 47,000 people I can market to on Facebook that I know have visited my website and I know they are targeted. This is super, super powerful stuff, and it's as easy as copying and pasting a piece of code that Facebook gives you into the scripts tab of Project Supremacy. So that's number 1, guys, is the Facebook pixel. You want to do that on new sites because you always want to have a custom audience in Facebook for the people who are visiting your sites. The number 2 thing you want to always do with a new site, and even if you have an old site and it doesn't have this, you should have it, is a Facebook page that is related to that site. So this site is how to make money with Bitcoin. I also have a Facebook page for how to make money with Bitcoin, okay? And there's a reason I do that, and it'll all become very, very clear in a second, but let me just load that page. Okay, how to make money with Bitcoin. Okay, here's my page, okay? Now, the next level to social optimization, guys, is called Open Graph. Give me a 1 again if you've heard of Open Graph. Give me a 2 if you have not. Open Graph. Okay, cool. We're a little bit divided. So, I mean, the 2s are kind of great because you guys are probably getting a little bit of new information. So what Open Graph is, guys. So let's go back to that. No, I'll stay on this one. So what Open Graph is a way to tell Facebook or Twitter how to display a link that someone is sharing from your website. So let me give you an example, okay? So let's view this page for a second. Okay, how to make money with Bitcoin.net/buy in Canada. So this page is about how to buy Bitcoin in Canada, the best places in Canada to buy it. So I added a bunch of schema to it. I added a bunch of shit to it, bunch of affiliate links, stuff like that, right? And then, but when I go to share it on social media, Facebook can do a lot of funny things. Here, let me ask you a question like this. How many times have you guys shared a URL on Facebook and it didn't appear the way you wanted it to? Like the picture was wrong or the description was wrong. Give me a 1 if that's ever happened to you. Yeah, it happens a lot, guys. It happens a lot. And let me tell you why. Facebook is crawling your websites, okay? And they are caching them. So let me show you what Open Graph is and why it's important. And it's important to optimize your posts for Open Graph. So let me open up this particular page. And we're gonna go back down to our Project Supremacy plugin, the kind of Yoast looking thing. But we're gonna go over to this one right here called Social, okay? So what Social allows us to do is set up Open Graph settings where we're telling Facebook, look, if someone shares this page, I want you to show them this title, this description, and this image. Okay, and that's called Open Graph settings. Now, you don't have to worry about how to code Open Graph because our plugin is once again just fill in the title, fill in the description, supply a link to the image, and we'll show you what it will look like on Facebook. Okay, so this is like a little example. But a lot of people don't know that. Let's say, let me do this. Let me change this up a little bit. Actually, let me do it on not a real live site. Let me go back to our guitar site and I'll show it. We'll build one, okay? Because I don't want to F up my actual site, but I do want to show this to you guys. So here's the page we just optimized earlier on the webinar. We're going to socially optimize this page right now, okay? So let's go to social, okay? So notice it's empty. Oh, what's the title? Okay, well, this page was about, you know, how do I want it to look on Facebook? Okay, learn to play electric guitar, you know, free lesson, meathead, you know, whatever you want it to say. And then I got to put in some sort of description, and I'm using obviously crap text. Actually, I better put it in real sentence because I want to show you something. This is a real sentence that makes people want to click on it, right? Oh my God. You won't believe your crap, you know, in your eyes or whatever. You guys know what people say and shit like that. Then I need an image, right? So let me do this. Let me go open up an image that I have. And this one was about blues guitar or whatever. And I happen to have a blues guitar image that I made, okay? So I'm gonna go back to my page editor and I'm gonna put in my image. And you see how this is populating itself as I'm doing things, okay? It's giving you an idea of what it's gonna look like on Facebook. So I typically do just copy and paste it over to the Twitter Open Graph. It's the same thing, it just doesn't display quite the same. Like the imagery is a little bit different, so, but whatever, Facebook's the more important one anyways. So that's it, there it is. Now all I have to do is click update or save on this page. Now it's socially optimized. Not only is the keywords optimized, we have the old school optimized because we have the titles, H1s, descriptions, URLs, all right. We have it schema optimized so that when it shows up, it can get star ratings and it can get rich snippets and all that cool shit. Now we're socially optimized so that when people share this URL, let me go show you what happens. Copy the link address. Let's go to Facebook, okay? And I'm gonna go to my page and share it. And people are gonna think I'm posting something weird, but I am. Oh, let me make sure I actually saved. Can't remember if I saved it. Okay, I'm gonna go share it. Or someone's gonna come to my website and click a share button, okay? Let me show you what happens. Look at that. Looks awesome, right? It's the image I wanted, it's the description I wanted, it's the title I wanted. That's all thanks to Open Graph. Now, if you've ever had it go wrong, back to the part where you guys share shit and it goes wrong, and if you control it, okay, it's because Facebook has something called a cache. So let's say, let's just post this for now. I'll delete this later on after after the webinar's on. Let's say that this was wrong. I had just shared it and it was like, oh man, the title's wrong, or I made a spelling mistake, or my description's wrong. Let me show you what you can do with our plugin, guys. Go back to your social tab, okay? Make the changes that you want. Whoops, I messed it up, okay? Save it. Then what you're gonna do, guys, is this link right here is called a social sharing debugger tool from Facebook. But we're gonna link you straight into the right place. Just click this, and what this is gonna do is take you to the developers area of Facebook and put your URL in for you and scrape what they see. But remember, guys, I just changed it. This is the wrong title. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click scrape again. I'm telling Facebook, no, you guys got it wrong. You need to update your cache. And do you see what just happened? Now it changed it to whoops, I messed up. So now that I know Facebook has the proper cache, okay, I'll scrape it one more time just to make sure it's cached again. You can see the last time it scraped right here. I know it's correct now. Check this out. I can go back to Facebook, click on these buttons, and click on refresh share attachment. Look at that. I could change old attachments to the new cache. And not a lot of people know about that stuff, okay? So that is social optimization, okay? The last one, guys, the last one is called image optimization, okay? I don't know if you guys knew about, let me ask you again, of course, I like the questions. It's called EXIF, E-X-I-F. Give me a 1 if you've heard of EXIF data, give me a 2 if you haven't, and I'll take a drink of water and be right back. Okay, we're kind of divided again. So what EXIF data, guys, is like just how I showed you when you have a web page, you can put background information in it, like the title, the meta, you know, like well, let me just go show it to you. I'm a very visual person, so I like being visual when I teach shit. Okay, if I look at the source code of this website, right, the actual HTML that was built, and I press Control F and I search for the title, in the head of every HTML, there's always a title of a document, okay? And here it is right here, okay? This is metadata, okay? But Project Supremacy is what wrote that. We chose the title, remember that, right? But this is called metadata. This is the shit that Google's reading. So it's in the background, just like schema, okay? So if I type in JSON, okay, and I'm gonna scroll down, I don't even know if I had put JSON LD on this page. Well, I don't even know what page I'm on. Let's do, oh yeah, JSON plus LD. Oh, it's backwards, LD plus JSON. Okay, there it is. This bit of code here, this big is schema, guys. I put schema on this page. It's in the background. Google reads it. So now to relate this to images, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but images also have background data that Google can read, right? So you can optimize that background data on the images on your site so that Google can read it. Let me show you how to do that. Okay, so let's say this is our Facebook socially optimized image and we want to put it on the page. Okay, I'm obviously going to add media to my stuff, and I'm going to choose that picture. Okay, and you can see it right here where it says Project Supremacy EXIF. Actually, let me show it to you in a different place so it displays a little bigger. I'm going to go right into my media library. Yeah, I want to leave. Let me go. Right here. Okay, there, it displays a lot bigger and nicer here. Notice Project Supremacy EXIF, you could put in a description of this image. Blues, guitar, lessons, right? And then for all you guys who do anything like locally, or let's say this was maybe a local website for like Edmonton, okay, and I live in Edmonton, Alberta up in Canada, it's nice and cold out, it snowed today. I can actually add address information. So maybe I was a guitar teacher in Edmonton, okay, so I would do like blues, guitar, lessons in Edmonton in my EXIF, but then I want to also add an address so I can actually type in a location. I actually live in a town called Beaumont, not Edmonton, so let me do Beaumont, right? And then I just search for Beaumont and it populates the longitude and latitude. There it is, okay? It shows up on the map. There's Beaumont, populates and all I do is do this, boop, I click save. Project Supremacy just wrote background data to this image. So now I just posted on my pages or my posts or pages or wherever the hell you post your image, right? And I have that data now EXIF data. We wrote metadata to that image it's called EXIF, not metadata, okay? And it's very, very simple. Click it, insert it, it's done. Okay, so all in all, guys, what we've done here, okay, is the 5 best practices for 2018 to optimize every single page and post on your blog. Okay, I'm done the presentation here. Okay, we've done keyword research because it's super important using our project planner, right? I'll show you that again one more time. It's a single dashboard for every post and page on your website. So you can do your optimization from one spot and look at everything. Do keyword research, do rank tracking, do this little process here, which I kind of call keyword boiling, but it's built in. Every page and post on your website, do the keyword research for it, optimize everything properly, whether it's a new site or an existing site. You can import existing sites or create new ones, okay? Then we did our old school on-page optimization using the same tool, right? We created our title, our URL, and our description and our H1 while looking at the necessary data to optimize this page. If I send backlinks to this page, guys, I would use these keywords as anchor text from my PBNs. I would send a PBN link, or it doesn't have to be a PBN link. It could be any link. These would become my anchor texts, and I'm not over optimized for anything. I could be, but I'm not. So that's the old school optimization. Then we did schema optimization, where we literally choose the type of schema we want, which was an article. I could type in article. I could type in blog post, right? It's actually one word. And I just load it, fill in the forms, save it, assign it to the page or post I want. Now I'm schema optimized. So I can get stars in Google. I can get rich snippets in Google, images, all kinds of great shit like that. Then we did social optimization to this, where we did the open graph so that people share our pages. It looks good, it feels good, but we also added a Facebook audience script so that we can create a custom audience in Google. And then finally, the last step, guys, we even optimized our images. Okay, that is as of 2018, guys, are the 5 most important elements of SEO optimization. Now, I've got a question for you guys. Out of 1 to 10, please score me on how well I did and how much you learned. 1 being like, you're an idiot, you don't know shit, I learned nothing, you're too confusing. 10 being like, I learned so much, thank you so much. And 5 being like, I don't care. Awesome. I'm so glad that you guys learned stuff. Does anybody else want to see what else this does? Or are we good? Just end the webinar. Give me 1 if you want to see more features of what this tool does at this point. Okay, cool. Okay. I think you guys are digging this, which is really, really awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go over here, guys. I'm going to go back into our app. Remember, this is our central dashboard of Project Supremacy, right? Now, these are all my sites, and this is my real account. I'm not afraid to show my account, okay? So right here, guys, we have updates. So we have WordPress core updates, we have plugins, we have themes that always need updates, right? So right now I see on my network, if I go to the websites tab, I have 178 websites in my network that I'm managing from one place. It was a nightmare before this tool, okay? Right now I only have 4 plugins that need an update. Watch how easy it is. I click one button. I don't even know what 4 websites they are. Well, I can see them like that. Okay, there's the 4 websites that need updates. I click one button, it's updating those plugins on that site. Okay, comments. There's comments that I have here. I can look at them and be like, oh, Cialis, that's bullshit. So I want to delete that. Yep. Okay. Usually it's crap. Okay. But what we do is we separate good comments from bad comments on your dashboard. This is spam comments. Delete, delete, delete. I do this routine every day, guys, or Monday to Friday. It takes me literally 10 minutes to make sure 178 WordPress blogs have every core, every plugin, and every theme updated. It keeps my entire network of sites very, very secure. I make sure all my spam comments are deleted, and I make sure I go through the comments that are there and delete it. Reviews, what those are, guys, is I'll have to show you. I'll show you that in a little bit. I'm showing you the website manage features right now. But let's say, okay, for instance, you needed to upload 5 plugins to 7 sites, right? Watch this. So I'm going to go to my websites, guys. And what you do when as you're adding websites to your dashboard, and it's as simple as just adding this plugin to your site, you add the plugin to your site and it automatically connects to your dashboard. You want to tag it. You want to be organized, right? So for instance, I know this site is a PBN. It's hosted on IP networks and it's registered at Phoenix. Okay, because I created a tag for the site, and I do blue tags are where I host it, green tags are where I bought the domain, Orange tags are the type of website that it is. It's either an AdSense site, an affiliate site, a client site, a lead gen site, a private blog network site, a personal site, a certificate site, blah, blah, doesn't matter. Those are the three I always add to every site. Here's why. Let's say I have a notification that the Stars of David is, I got an alert on this site, okay? So let's go check out why. It's saying there's something wrong with one of your sites, dude. So I'm gonna go to the Stars of David, okay? Right away, I can one-click access IP networks where I'm hosting it. It takes me right to the dashboard. I can one-click access Namecheap where I registered the domain name, and I can't tell you how many times this has happened where I forgot to renew the domain name, okay? And Project Supremacy is the one that's telling me about it. I get an email and I get a notification up here, okay? Back to, I'm kind of getting all over the place right now, but let me get back to this. You want to upload a bunch of plugins to a bunch of sites, you use your tags, okay? I only want to work on my PBNs that are hosted on Easy Blog Networks, okay? So I choose those two tags. It will load only sites that are PBNs hosted on Easy Blog Networks, okay? And I have 38 of them. Now what I can do is go to Switch View, okay? And there's my websites. I can select all the websites and it loads them up over here. Then I go to plugins, okay? And watch this. I go to upload plugins. I can search, maybe I want to add one from the WordPress repository, okay? So maybe I want to add like Google XML sitemaps or something like that. Okay, I can search WordPress for the plugin I want to upload to those 5 sites. Okay, I click install now. It will install this plugin on all of those websites. Or I can save plugins that I like and I use all the time, right? We have like a repository of plugins that we like that we can save, whether you purchase them or whether they're on WordPress. So I can choose multiple websites. Let's say I want App Supremacy, Project Supremacy, Google XML Sitemaps, and Spider Spanker. I can put those 4 plugins, choose them, click add to queue. It will add those 4 plugins to all 38 of those sites with one click. It's a WordPress management tool as well, guys. How about backups? Anybody need to back up their sites? You guys can use this tool to back up all your WordPress sites, okay? In one of 5 or 6, it's 5, okay? Using standard FTP. You can hook up to Dropbox, OneDrive, Amazon S3, or Google Drive and store all your backups for all your websites automatically using this tool, right? Just choose the one you want to save. So Dropbox, how often do you want to back it up? Well, I only update this site about once every week, so I'm only going to back it up once every week. I'll choose weekly, or if I only update it monthly, I'll choose monthly, okay? And it says, well, how many backups do you want to keep on store before we start deleting the oldest ones? Well, I'm backing up weekly, so I'll keep 5 backups that last 5 weeks. And then how do I start it? I click create backup and it says, are you sure? Of course I'm sure. Boom, I'm done. That will now be backed up every single week onto my Dropbox folder, and it will only keep the newest 5. Now, what if I need to restore a backup? What if someone hacks my website and I can't get access and I need to restore my backup? Okay, fine. Search for the website you want to restore. Let's say, okay, how to make money with Bitcoin. View the backups that are created. There they are. Click on the button called restore, and it says, are you sure? Because it's going to overwrite all the new shit with the old shit, and be careful with this one because it will do that. That's it. It's one click restores with backups. What else do we have? I know there's more. Oh yeah, the last thing I'll cover, guys. Okay, we do have rank tracking. Okay, I already showed you rank tracking in the plugin on the project manager, but I do want to mention, guys, when we're tracking rankings, so let me give you a live site example. I've got a shit ton of tabs open here. Let me just start closing some stuff so I'm not getting crazy. So I know I showed you in the project planner, guys, where we're doing rank tracking, and I'll show you that one more time, and I want to show you how it hooks up because it's pretty cool. Okay, so you can see I'm actually tracking rankings for a lot of these. Okay, like I'm going after some huge shit, like invest in Bitcoin with 135,000 searches a month. I'm on page 3 right now. But like you could track the rankings right here, but it also hooks up into the rank tracker on your central dashboard. Okay, so like how to make, okay, so there's that particular site, how to make money with Bitcoin. I can track the keywords right here, okay? And then I can like do all the things like with a regular rank tracker, like look at the graphs. I can download reports, send them to clients, shit like that, okay? So the rank tracking happens in 2 places, okay? So there's my historical rank tracking for my shit. That's the rank tracking. I'm not going to cover articles, but articles, basically, I'll say it quick. You can order articles, content, right from I Need Articles or iWriter, right from inside your blog or inside of Project Supremacy. and upload it to any blog you want right from inside Project Supremacy. The goal here, guys, with the central dashboard, you could do a whole bunch of shit that you need to do, but you could do it from one place. That was the goal, and hopefully we've achieved it. And then the last thing I want to cover, guys, which I personally really love, is back inside the plugin, guys, we have something called a link manager. And this one's awesome because what the link manager allows you to do, obviously, is track any type of link that you want, affiliate links, internal links, it doesn't matter. Okay, but let me show you this. On this How to Make Money with Bitcoin site, I have a bunch of affiliate links for a bunch of stuff. And you can see we track the stats of everything. We have that all tracking and it's all nice and great and handy. But here's where it gets really cool. Most people who build affiliate websites sometimes will put that same affiliate link on 13 or 14 different pages or whatever. And maybe if they have a huge site, they'll put it on 100 different pages. We made it so that your affiliate link can be short coded. So you can see the short code right here. And instead of putting the actual affiliate link on your pages and posts, you put in the short code. Okay, and the reason why, I'm not even going to show it, but you just use the short code and the affiliate link shows up. Now, the reason why you do it, if you ever need to change the link for the short code, it will, oh, there's one of my backups just happened. That's what that is. If you ever need to change the affiliate link or change the affiliate program, you don't have to change it on 100 different pages or 50 different pages or 20 different pages. You just change it in one, and the short code will auto update everything else automatically. Okay. The next one that's really awesome, guys, is what's called the masked URL. And here's why this is important. If I go to edit this short code, we have every short code that we build or every affiliate link that we're tracking has 3 features. Do you want to open it in a new window? Yes, always open your affiliate links in a new window. Why? Because it leaves your other website already loaded on your browser. And if they came from Google, Google's counting that as what's called dwell time. How long do people stay on your site? Well, if they click an affiliate link and go elsewhere, but your window is still open, you're increasing your dwell time. It's just a sneaky little trick. Do you want to make it a no follow link? What a no follow link is really quickly, guys, if you're building backlinks into your site to help it rank in Google, that's called building authority in Google. But if you happen to link out on your site to an affiliate program, you lose some of the domain authority that you brought in from building links. But if you make that link what's called a no follow attribute, you stop the flow, okay? And you keep it. So when you're building affiliate links on your sites, guys, make sure it's a no follow link. Third and final one, guys, and this is my favorite one, masking your URL. Affiliate links are ugly, affiliate links are long, affiliate links are external. What we do with our affiliate link is mask them, and here's why. Okay, so I'm gonna take this Coin Mama affiliate link, actually let's take Quadriga, okay? And what I'm gonna do is, see as I'm hovering over things, there's copy mask URL. I'm just gonna copy it, okay? And check this out. I'm gonna paste it in my bar and see what it is. It's how to make money with Bitcoin.net/PS redirect equals 15, okay? It's an internal link, but if I click on it, where do I go? I go through the link, through the process of the click track and shit like that, and I arrive at the affiliate site, okay? Reason number one that I love it, to the visitors of your website, it doesn't look like an affiliate link to Google, it looks like an internal link. The third reason I love it, check out what happens when I share a masked URL that I'm tracking on my site on Facebook. Let's go to Facebook, back to Facebook and sharing another link. This is my favorite feature. That's an affiliate link. So I'm gonna just press enter, okay? And it's going and Facebook is fetching the preview. Oh boy, what does this look like? Look at that, quadrigacx.com, Quadriga Coin Exchange. They're actually loading the affiliate program, even though I used an affiliate link. Here, let me just go Wahoo. Okay, and I'll post this. Okay, this is live on Facebook, guys. But if you look down in the bottom corner, what the link really is, it's actually how to make money with Bitcoin.net. But on Facebook, it sure doesn't look that way. It looks like an official Quadriga CX affiliate link. So it masks the link. Okay, and that's an amazing feature, and it's included. Okay, guys, that is, I'm gonna shut up now and take questions because I know that you guys have a bunch of questions.
Guys, you guys blown away by that or what? Because I know I've seen this stuff a lot every day for a couple of years, and every time I watch her go over all those features, I just get more and more excited about it. And I see new ways of using it, and yeah, it's incredible. Yes, this is recorded, so hopefully everything works out. We will have a replay available probably tomorrow, and we'll get some emails real soon about all that. Regular websites or WordPress only. There are some features in here. The plugin is obviously used for WordPress, as Herc was demonstrating. Now, there are some features. There are some people that are members of Project Supremacy, and there are ways of basically copying and pasting. He uses it, he pays for it, and all of his clients are on HTML sites, but he's able to generate the code using a WordPress site and then just basically copy and pasting it into the HTML site. So definitely, there's a post in our group here, just came through just a couple of days ago, and I was so impressed. I saw that question come up a couple of times about, do you have to have WordPress? And the answer is, it would make it a whole lot easier if you were using WordPress as your content management system. However, you can always cut and paste, and provided you know a little bit about where things go in the code, then sure, absolutely. Especially with the schema generator, generating complex schema is not easy for anyone really, but being able to use our generator, and then I don't know if Herc showed you or not, but you can, I think he did, showed you where you can view the schema and then basically just copy it from there and paste it into your site. That brings me to a point here, guys, and I know Herc went over this earlier, just how important schema is to your website. We rolled out schema in Project Supremacy version 2, and we started using it in October of 2015. That's when it wasn't really known that well. It had been in play for probably about 6 to 9 months. I was dabbling with it 6 to 9 months prior to implementing it inside of Project Supremacy version 2, and we gave it to a group of beta testers, and they saw their sites just cruising up the rankings. The results were just phenomenal. So we released Project Supremacy version 2. We went on to do thousands upon thousands of units sold of that plugin. And at the time, it was just a plugin. Version 3 is the management system now. And just people got such great results from using it. And then we kind of let the cat out of the bag. So then after Project Supremacy version 2 came out, then there came a lot of other products that had to do with schema. And it became very, very well known that it's very, very important that if you aren't using schema, then all else being equal, you are going to lose. And the reason why that is because Google doesn't want to have to work any more than you want to have to work. If you just spoon feed them all of the information that your site's about in a structured language that they can read instantly, they don't have to read your entire page of your content, send it back to their engine to understand what your page is about, find the hours that you're open, find your address, find all of these little details that they need in order to make their search engine better. But if you just spoon feed them exactly what they're looking for, they're going to like you more. It's going to be easier to put your stuff in the right spots. And obviously, us as users, when we go to Google and search, the more information that we get back, the happier we are. And of course, that's the end goal of Google as well, to make their users happy. So that's why schema is so important. Now, you can go out there and probably find a way to piece it together with other tools. Like I said, we let the cat out of the bag a few years ago, so there are other things out there that do it. I personally have not seen one as unique and advanced as ours, other than Schema app, which Herc showed you earlier, is very good. It's written by, I believe, a husband and wife team that are MIT students or professors, very, very smart, but they're very, very expensive as well. And we do
super expensive.
Super expensive, yeah. And we do that inexpensively and a whole lot more. Because there's more to SEO than just the schema. There's a few moving parts. Herc went over the 5 most important details from start to finish. I hope you were taking notes, or hope you can catch the replay.
There they are, guys. This is really what I went over. I probably broke my time limits, but keyword research, on-page optimization, schema optimization, social optimization, image optimization on every page, every time. Sounds like a lot, guys, but it isn't. When you have the right tool, when you use a hammer to pound a nail instead of a rock, happens a lot faster.
Absolutely.
There's a good question I want to cover on this. Schema, our schema builder, the nice thing about our schema builder is you could build as much schema as you want. Okay, so like, and store it in a miscellaneous folder. The other URLs that are showing in this group are because I've actually built schema for these particular websites. But let's say I just want to build schema for a website that's not a WordPress website. Maybe it's an HTML or an HTML site or an ASP site or whatever. Okay, a Wix site, or maybe it's some stupid friggin' real estate business builder I've worked with clients. You could build schema. So for instance, if I load the miscellaneous schemas that I built, okay, well, the crap one, actually, maybe that's not the best example. But let's say I build a schema for an article. All I have to do is render it and copy and paste this code into the header of my non-WordPress site. And that is schema, JSON LD format schema for that site. You could build schema to your heart's content and put it on 100 non-WordPress sites. You just copy and paste it into the header. The nice thing about V3 is that you just don't have to leave to assign the schema, right? You just go over to the website and you click a button and it adds it for you, right? Plus you get the WordPress management features and the backups and shit like that for WordPress. But it doesn't mean that you can't do it for non-HTML sites. The other thing, guys, is the project planner. And the quote that Todd was talking about, or the post in that group that he was talking about, is the guy's like, you know what? I ended up loving this tool so much. I don't even deal in WordPress, but the project planner is so damn good. I still do all my work on a single WordPress site, and then I just copy and paste everything over to my HTML site. But I still know what keywords I'm going after. I still know what my optimization is going to be like, and I still know where I'm ranking for a lot of those keywords, right? But I'm just transferring their information over to HTML sites. So the tool still is really, really good for a lot of stuff that deals with non-WordPress sites. Even though it is intended for WordPress, there's still a lot of features in it that transfer over to non-WordPress websites. And that was kind of the post I was trying to show you. But I couldn't.
And also, if we can find that, Carlos asked, what other things besides the schema can you transfer to non-HTML sites? Well, what you would want to do basically is just bring up any test domain, just any domain you have, install WordPress on it, install the plugin on it, and then you actually have access to the keyword, the project planner. And then you can start doing your keyword research right there within that dummy site. You can start building your H1s, your titles, and everything that Herc showed you in the beginning, and basically copy and paste those into your HTML sites in the appropriate locations. Also, you can do rank tracking. Obviously, you can track any site you want. Doesn't matter what kind of site it is. So there are a few things there that you can do, even if you don't have WordPress. But I would recommend, you know, and to be honest, converting a site from HTML to WordPress is not that expensive at all. There's a lot of guys out there. They're called slicers. You go to Odesk or Freelancer or any of those sites out there, you'll find slicers all day long that can take an HTML site and turn it into a WordPress theme and site for a couple $100. It's not that expensive. And you'll be able to manage it more effectively, easier. If you're non-technical, there's a lot of things that you'll be able to do yourself without having to hire someone to do it, if that's what you're doing.
One other thing I want to show, guys, is this is the Project Supremacy group. It's a private group for owners of the software only. We have 4,200 members in there. These guys are smart. These guys are helpful. They're awesome. But the one thing I want to point out is this one. On February 21st, I asked, you know, we just want to conduct a user survey on what your favorite features of this software are. Our schema builder was the #1 rated. 62 people voted that was their favorite feature of this plugin. The next thing was the WordPress management, but schema almost beat it out. And the reason this is cool, and this probably doesn't apply to you guys, when we first released this, I'll tell you, it was the least favorite feature because a lot of people probably feel like how you guys felt when I presented the schema builder. You're like, I just don't get it. I just like, it's too much, it's too fast, right? And I understand that, guys. But my job is to be quick and show you what it does. But on the back end, I do want to show you that is the #1 favorite feature according to our members, because once you learn how to use it, it's friggin' fast and it's friggin' amazing. And the benefits of using schema on your website are huge, right? The other thing I want to talk about, guys, because I know I worked really, really fast and spoke really, really fast and shit like that. Do we train? Do we teach you guys SEO? Do we teach you guys how to use the tool? Yes, we do. every single week on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. We host a 2-hour webinar, kind of like the one that you saw, where Todd and I come on and we just teach you guys everything. It's a lot of question and answer from members. So when you guys are struggling, number one, you can use the group to ask your questions and our members will help you. Number two, you can come on the webinars and Todd and I are talking on there personally for 2 hours every week and ask us your questions and we'll teach you guys all about it. Number three, we have every single webinar that we've ever recorded searchable, okay, by keywords. So if you're having trouble with Schema, you can literally type in the word Schema and it will show you every point in every single webinar we've ever held and direct you to that point in the video to teach you about Schema, or you can come live and ask the question. The other thing is the third one, guys, is we have 24 or 7-day-a-week support. We have a support staff, and I will show you that part. Right here inside your tool, there's a chat bubble. This leads directly to our support, okay? So you can chat with us, and I'm on here, Todd's on here, and we have 2 other support guys, and we have a coding team of 3 guys that come on here for like major coding issues. We support the shit out of this. We upgrade the shit out of this, okay? New features are coming all the time. Let me show you how often we update and add new shit. If you go to the news section of your area and you go to the change log, every time we update the plugin, we tell you about it and we tell you what we fix with it, okay? So you could go through all these, but you can see these are all the change logs that we do. Now, some people right now might be thinking, holy shit, you guys update a lot. That's gonna be really annoying to update my plugin every time you guys make an update because you update the shit out of it. Well, we thought about that, and what we did is we made the plugin auto update itself. So when you guys install the plugin on your sites, if we release a new version, within 24 hours, we push the update automatically. You don't even have to worry about it. It happens for you. And it shows you right here what the version is, okay? And if anything happens where all mine are updated, oh, like this one isn't updated. If for any reason the plugin's not updated, and sometimes it happens, guys, because when you guys have websites, there's literally millions of plugins, there's millions of themes, there's millions of hosting environments. Not everything is gonna work 100% all the time. We do our best to make it work that way, but we can't control everyone else. We can only control ourselves and build in fail safes for ourselves. If something doesn't update for whatever reason, go to your host, check out what's going on. We'll notify you up here of what's going on, but then you can just click this button and it'll manually update. Okay, so we have manuals, we have autos. We've literally, guys, taken all our years of experience in doing SEO and the process. And Todd's the server guy, he's great with servers, he runs a huge server server. We have 6 massive Dell servers hidden somewhere in the world that run everything for everyone. It's super fast, it's load balanced. It's just an incredible tool. It's just awesome, and I could like speak about it for 3-4 hours if I wanted to.
Thanks to everyone that joined us tonight. We really hope you learned something first and foremost. Whether or not, again, I'll say it again, whether or not you picked up PSV3 doesn't really matter to us. What matters to us is that you learn something and you go out, you implement it, you take action, you get better rankings, and make more money. That's all I got. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon. Bye.